everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a great day. Let's dive right into what's been happening in the wide world of crypto over the past few days, specifically covering April 24th, the 25th and wrapping up with the 26th of April 2025. We have got some really interesting stuff to discuss, from big price calls to regulatory chats and everything in between. Alright, first up, let's talk about some of the big market insights we saw earlier in the week. Get this, ARK Invest has really ramped up their bullish stance on Bitcoin. They have bumped up their 2030 price target, way up from $1.5 million to a massive $2.4 million. Their reasoning, they are pointing to increasing institutional adoption and Bitcoin really solidifying its place as digital gold. Pretty bold prediction there. And speaking of Bitcoin's price, we have seen some positive movements thanks to those US spot Bitcoin ETFs over the 5 days leading up to the 26th, from April 21st through the 25th. This ETF pulled in a substantial net total of $2.7 billion in inflows. That kind of capital is definitely helping push Bitcoin's price back above that $90,000 mark. You know, the usual suspects were getting the lion's share of those inflows. BlackRock's IBT, Fidelity's FBTC, and ARK Invest's own ARKB. Now, let's shift gear a bit and look at some industry and regulatory developments, mainly from the 24th and 25th. Jack Mallers, the CEO over at Strike, is jumping into the SPAC game. That's a special purpose acquisition company focused specifically on Bitcoin. It's called 21 Capital and it's launched with a pretty hefty starting sum, 42,000 Bitcoin, which was valued around $3.9 billion at the time. They got some significant contributions, notably $1.5 billion from Tether, $900 million from SoftBank and $600 million from Bitfinex. So definitely some big names backing the venture. On the regulatory front, there was some news that seemed to suggest a potential softening in the US. The Federal Reserve actually rolled back some previous guidance that required banks to give them a heads up before getting involved with crypto or dollar token services. This follows similar moves we saw earlier from the OCC and the FDIC. So it feels like maybe, just maybe, we are heading towards a slightly more crypto-permissive regulatory environment. We also heard from the new SEC chair Paul Atkins on April 25th in a roundtable discussion. He called blockchain technology transformative and committed to working towards a clear and balanced regulatory framework for crypto. That's definitely a statement the industry is hoping to see, followed by action. However, not everyone is jumping into the US banking pool. Circle, for instance, clarified on April 25th via their Chief Strategy Officer Dante Disparte that they are not currently seeking a US Federal Bank charter of FDIC insurance. They are planning to align with upcoming stablecoin regulations through things like a trust charter or a non-bank license instead. Interesting approach there. Let's quickly touch on a couple of other things from the 24th and 25th of April. Over in the altcoin world, the Trump memecoin had a pretty wild ride on the 24th of April. It saw a huge spike, over 16%. Jumping from under $8 to more than $14, apparently after announcing a private gala dinner for its top holders. Meme coins, right? Always keeping things interesting. And a quick but important security heads up from the 24th of April. Security firm ScanSniffer warned about fake Google ads impersonating the popular SourceScan blockchain explorer. These ads were directing users to phishing website. So guys, please always double check those URLs very carefully before clicking or connecting your wallet, especially from search results. Phishing attempts are still a big threat out there. We also saw a specific trading event on the 25th of April. An Ethereum whale decided to open a short position, borrowing 4,000 Ethereum, which was worth about $7.25 million using Aave. But they closed that position the same day and reportedly took a hit of $382,000. Just goes to show that even big players can lose money in this market volatility. Okay, so that brings us up to April 26th. On the price charts, Bitcoin was trading right around that $95,000 level. We saw bulls really trying to defend the $94,000 mark. But there was some resistance just shy of $95,800. Technical indicators were hinting that we might see some short-term consolidation or maybe a small dip, even though the overall long-term trend still looked bullish. More commentary on the regulatory front on the 26th of April. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce had some pretty candid remarks, basically saying that for US financial firms trying to get into crypto, it feels like they are playing that game. The floor is lava, but they are doing it in the dark because the rules just aren't clear, especially around how to hold crypto safely. Adding to that, Senator Cynthia Lumens weighed in on the Federal Reserve's recent move to relax the guidance for banks. She wasn't overly impressed, calling it just lip service and arguing it's not real progress. She pointed out ongoing issues like the Fed's rule on bank MasterCard accounts and their existing policy that still labels digital assets as unsafe and unsound. Definitely some differing opinions on how much progress is actually being made. Here's something interesting that came out on the 26th of April. A report from Deloitte. They put a forecast suggesting that the tokenization of real assets on blockchain networks could explode, potentially reaching over $4 trillion by 2035. That's a huge jump from where we are now and really highlights the potential for blockchain technology to transform traditional assets. We also saw some buzz around the Zendex project on the 26th of April. Their XDX token presale was reportedly seeing really strong demand with over 20% already sold within the first day. Analysts were even predicting it could sell out completely within about 10 days. This project on the XRP ledger is offering features like AI copy trading and non-custodial lending. And lastly, for the 26th of April, SPAC Exchange was doing a bit of promotional push, highlighting their platform for crypto futures trading with things like 100x leverage, deposit bonuses, and welcome bonuses. They are clearly trying to attract traders looking to make moves in this volatile market. So that's a wrap on the major crypto news for April 24th, 25th, and 26th. 2025. A lot happened from market predictions to regulatory discussions and new project developments. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give this video a like. It really helps the channel out. And if you are not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss our next update. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.